Hey guys, this is my Simplicity Legacy with the front mounted bucket loader. We've had this thing for about 10 years and it's been an excellent machine. I don't think there's ever been anything go wrong with it, anything break on it. So I just wanted to talk about a couple things with it that we did to it to make it work a little better. One thing I want to point out is these are actually rubber chains. Well, they're sold as rubber chains. And the reason we put rubber chains on is so that it doesn't tear up the blacktop driveway in the wintertime if you're moving snow. If you have regular chains on, you're going to tear up your driveway, whether it's concrete or blacktop, it doesn't matter. But these are actually about 1/4 inch thick rubber straps, and it does have the chain to hold them on, but as you can see, these are probably close to 10 years old, maybe 9 years old, and they're still holding up. And I think they're around $120 to do both tires, and if those ever broke, I would probably buy the exact same ones. In the dirt, they give just as much traction as chains do. They're quite surprisingly well made and work very well. As far as the loader goes, the only thing we really added were these forks, and they come on and off. All you do is just slide them, and they help quite a bit if the dirt is kind of compacted, I guess. But if it's soft dirt, you really don't need them. It's got plenty of power to move dirt. As far as the hydraulics go, we've never had a problem with them, other than when we first bought it, I think a couple hose clamps broke right down in there. And we just threw a couple new hose clamps on and never had a problem since. We don't really use this one to mow anymore, even though we do have a mower deck for it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to mow, and with that loader out in front, you'd probably swing around and hit the corner of a house or your garage or something. So this one has about 900 hours on it, and all we do is change the oil and maintain it, and runs like a top. One thing you are going to need if you're going to move dirt and rock is a weight box, and this we made ourselves just out of some sheet metal, and welded the corners, and made a little bracket right there and right there, and filled it up with rock, and then just a little bit of concrete on top to kind of hold it all in place. And it works great. And then if you do want to pull something, we welded a little plate right there if you want to pull a yard cart, so you can still pull something with it. I think Simplicity makes their own weight system thing, but it costs a lot of money, and it's not nearly as heavy as that is. That's kind of sticking out a little ways, gives you a little more counterbalance, because when that bucket is full, the rear end does come up very easily, and you lose traction pretty quickly. To add any hydro fluid, you got this little cap right there, and I think we've only had to add fluid one time, and that was barely anything. So if you have a Simplicity Legacy and you're looking for a front end loader, I highly recommend buying one. We already had the tractor, and I found the loader, the front end loader, on Craigslist for, well, I think I only paid like 800 bucks for it or something. It was real cheap, and like I said, it's worked perfect. I'm going to start it up, and I'm going to raise and lower it full height, and then all the way down so you can see the range of motion it has. It doesn't quite go up as high as I'd like it to be, but not everything can be perfect, but it does work pretty darn good. So we'll start it up here and do the full range of motion and see how it works. Back this up a little bit so you guys can see maybe a little bit better. So hopefully it gives you a good idea of what you can expect if you're going to buy one. I'd highly recommend one just for kind of residential use, maybe some light farm use. If you're going to do some serious dirt moving, it will do it, but it will probably take you a little while. Maybe if you're retired or something, don't have much else to do, you could spend all day moving dirt and go from there. They do make a four-wheel drive Legacy, and I don't think that would really help much at all, because if I'm really digging down in the dirt, you know, the front end's off the ground anyway, so you're not really going to get any more traction with a four-wheel drive. And also the four-wheel drive does not turn as sharp as the two-wheel drive ones. So if I had to recommend a little compact tractor, this is definitely the one. If you have a four-wheel drive one, that's great, but I wouldn't go out looking for one because I don't think it's going to help you much. But the rubber chains are awesome in the wintertime. They work really well in the dirt. They will sling dirt up probably more than a chain will, which we've tried before and didn't work as nearly as well as those rubber chains do. So if you're on the market for one, I hope this review kind of steers you in the right path, and thanks for watching.